Hi, this is Weekly Reflections, and I'm back. It's Nancy Joy, back home in my office, back from Florida. I don't know why I'm out of focus today. It's interesting. I can't get my camera to focus me. Guess it doesn't matter. Coming up today, I don't know when you're going to get this. I'm recording it Sunday, but it goes out Monday, the 21st, December 21st and 22nd. Is the Winter Solstice of 2015. And it is, of course, the triumph of the light over the darkness as the sun starts to shine a little longer than the darkness. And it's very symbolic. It's the victory of the light over the dark, the sun over the darkness. And it symbolizes, of course, the increasing light of our inner potential and the return of the divine feminine. So it's an exciting solstice and also a very powerful one. Solstice is a time, when the shortest day and the longest night herald this awakening of the advance of the light over the darkness. And where I find the equinoxes with their equal day and night are about integrating dark and light and creating something new from the integration. I find that solstices, and in particular in North America, the winter solstice, is a time where the light is so powerful it can advance over the darkness, bringing everything into perspective, into disclosure, into being real, and into healing. So, especially right now during this time of the shift, it's a very powerful winter solstice. And one thing to understand is with the dark and the light, the dark is pushing the light awake in us. It has such value and such purpose, although it's not always easy, that push. I'm going through a pretty intense one right now, and that push is dramatic. And it's up to us not to polarize and categorize into this is bad, this is good. We talk about this all the time. But it's particularly important when on Earth and in our hearts we are celebrating the Earth, Gaia, and her return to light, the return of the divine feminine. So it is a time of celebration and meditation. And here are some interesting things. The solstice happens at exactly 10:48 p.m. Monday. Today, if you're getting this now. And then right on the heels of this solstice comes the full moon, Christmas Day, full moon in Cancer, which is very exciting. We had not had a full moon on Christmas in 38 years. And not only, there are two very unique things that happen with this full moon. The first is that in Universal Time, UT, in Great Britain, this full moon goes full and direct at 11:11 a.m. And we just had the most amazing in November 11/11/11 gateway. I've posted that 11/11 meditation because it's very powerful during this solstice Christmas full moon time. And so that's very unique. The other thing is, as I mentioned, it was 38 years ago when we had the last full moon, and we won't have on Christmas, and there won't be another one for 34 years. But 38 years ago was 1997. And in 1997, the world was introduced to the first Star Wars movie. And that was significant on many levels. Say what you want, if you're sick of the new movie coming out, whatever. It was significant because it was the disclosure of the connection of the galactics to the humans. And it brought it awake and alive in everyone's consciousness in 1977. And then my son, who's now 39, was 1 year old, and I remember we took him to see it at the drive-in. Of course, he wouldn't remember that, but he does remember the others, and he grew up, with the AT-AT and the lightsaber, and now his children are growing up with the same thing. So it was a change. It represented a change in consciousness, and it's back now in a new form with a new director. And interestingly, the name of it is The Force Awakens. Coincidence? I really don't think so. We have the awakening of the solstice, the 11:11 gateway time returns to us in the full moon in Cancer. Now let's talk a little bit about this full moon in Cancer. Cancer is a very emotional sign, and the full moon reflects our emotions, reflects our emotional side. So we may be longing to be held and to be loved and to be nurtured emotionally during this full moon. At the same time, the light forces are overcoming and the divine feminine is returning. And yet, as we are wishing this, the moon also represents the inner child. And the inner child always has an eye on the past, because that can be where the pain is, right, in the past. So what's coming up? What's coming direct also on Christmas Day is Uranus. The planet Uranus of sudden surprises will go joltingly direct this very same day. Merry Christmas, right? As if sometimes these family holiday energies can't be enough. So it could be, for me, and I feel like this is a sense of being on the verge of something amazing, and Uranus is clapping it into full speed ahead, let's say, perhaps suddenly and unexpectedly. So how this is going to affect your inner child and your emotions at this time, well, we'll all see, won't we? But it's sort of a powerful current vibrating in your cells and everywhere in your whole being. And it's amazingly terrific and yet frighteningly intense. Can you guys associate with this? I know I've been going through this past 10 days a huge inner shift that is totally frightening to me and yet so exciting. Now, I know we've said these words before, but my heart is beating this right now because I've had a true awakening of one sort, and I have stepped in for moments in time into my future self, and I have felt true freedom. And I am realizing freedom really has nothing to do with any circumstances, not my neighbors, not my issues with family or friends, not my own issues even, nothing going on in the world, not the politics, not the climate changes or the guns or anything we've talked about. True freedom has nothing to do with that. True freedom exists only within your own heartbeat. And when you have it, when you find it, and I'm touched it now deeply, you will never forget it. And that's where you're headed. And there's almost nothing that's going to stop you. So that's amazingly exciting and amazingly frightening. And forgive me for using this terminology, but it just begs to be said. It's like the most spectacular orgasm in the whole world. And you kind of want it to go on forever, and you want to sink into its magic. And the other part of that is, oh my God, I don't know if I can handle this. This is intense. It takes courage. It takes bravery to go through that gateway of the intensities, right? And the magic that happens when you do. So it feels like that kind of thing. So we're on the cusp of being very inspired for an amazing future, and yet there is an excitement of clash with reality that we are living that's going to be challenged over this holiday period and as we move into 2016. So what a holiday setup, right? My world's already spinning with it. So I'm experiencing an incredibly wonderful feeling right now. And yet, as we always say, both things are true. And I invite you to really catch the magic of this solstice Christmas full moon in every way you can. I don't know what's going to happen because, Uranus is the sudden, unexpected jolts. Uranus says to me, you're not going back to sleep. Wham. You're not going back to sleep. And yet the inner child, wants to be loved and comforted. So you've got your job, but you can do it. And you have the courage, you have the strength, you have the connection to spirit, everything you need. So kind of we're at the tipping point, so embrace it. And, if you get into any kind of doubt, just feel your feelings and be human. Enjoy being human during this time. Don't get overly stuck in your spiritual self, because you are a humanly, divinely incredible being. And you can't separate the one from the other, and that's the really exciting part. So I hope you have a holiday that's everything it needs to be, should be, and will be, and that it brings you into this sense of freedom that will carry you forward into 2016 and beyond. Enjoy the solstice celebration, the Christmas and the full moon celebration. And I'm going to leave you with, as you catch this magic, I'm going to leave you with a lovely little sentiment I read on Starship that kind of sums it all up for me. It's okay to be real. Keep your inner flame burning. Let off steam. Go with the flow. It's all humanly, divinely perfect. Have a blast, whatever comes your way. I'm sending you my love for the best holiday ever, and we'll see you again to chime in the new year. Take care of who you are, and don't forget the holiday specials, Heartlight's holiday specials. They will expire January 1st, so great savings on sessions and private retreats with me. I'd love to do one with you. Okay, take care of who you are. Bye now.